Who did this? So thorough, Joe Burrow? Yeah, I just, I said that I would try to, err on the side of being quiet about Aaron during all this stuff, even though I don't have to. I'm in no way prohibited from covering him or his program. And especially on a big week like this week, we're just not going to sit it out. We're not going to sit it out. And we know that's the goal of this thing anyway, is to make me shut up during your big anniversary show, which we've already released the damning parts of. We went to Stoney's. We blew up how small it was. Got 'em. We went to your golf course. They admitted on the air they don't know nothing about you or no tournament. It's all a scam. So I know you wanted to shut that down, but look, that stuff's already out. We don't really have any other damning evidence. Moody was very upset with me. He's like, Patrick, it just sucks that you're not sharing the Minnesota files before the anniversary show, so they'll be outdated. And it's like, there's nothing else to cover related to the anniversary show. Matter of fact, tomorrow, donuts as big as your head, Minnesota files are back on track. There's nothing to be ashamed of or hide from in these things. They're being played. We want to get them out. We want to get them out to the people. And it's bad enough. I got to live my life, in terror from a mean, mean man who's willing to lie and use the system. And, his lawyer quit. If you missed everything that's happened, his lawyer quit Monday due to unforeseen circumstances. Speculation on that. I've heard a lot of different theories. This would not be a scheduling conflict. This would not be something like that where they need more time. From what I've heard, either Aaron asked his attorney to lie and there was some ethical conundrum, or perhaps they wanted more time, but the lawyer was willing to ask for it because they've already gotten continuances in both. This has been going for a while now, and mine almost a week less than Nick's. But at the same point, when you file an HRO, you should have all your stuff ready to go. You should have your proof. You should have your evidence. You should have your detailed instances of harassment ready to go. And the fact that he needs more time to get this together, multiple attorneys now. How much is this costing? How much was this all worth to get thrown out? So I gotta know. What's the I guess again, he thinks that we're not going to point out the hypocrisy and we're not going to point out the scamminess of what's about to occur this weekend, beginning with two of the biggest comedic frauds in our nation. I am not going to be anywhere near this show. I'm not going to be anywhere near this anniversary proceedings. I don't want anyone to go to them. I don't want anyone to fuck with Aaron. I don't want anyone to try to contact Aaron or pass along a message or any of that shit. And I cannot legally. So I do want to make that clear. Every show, every time I talk about this guy, I do have to say, leave him alone. And, I don't talk to him. I don't tag him on stuff. I don't mention him on social media or email or call or phone or any of that stuff. And I don't encourage anybody else to. And I certainly am not sending people to do that stuff. I haven't talked to anybody about doing that. I will not. And I could get in big, big trouble if I did. So I am not doing that. What I am going to do is going to cover what other people are saying about it. I am going to cover if videos leak out of it, if audio leaks out of it. All these other shows get a comment on that stuff. This is show related. And it would be a shame to not cash in and see all the goodies that are going to be dropped in our Easter basket from the Easter Bunny. You know, when all this stuff leaks. So, but I have to say, I do not endorse or condone contacting Aaron for any reason whatsoever. Leave me the fuck out of it. Until this HRO is done, I don't want any ambiguity when it comes to that kind of stuff. I do not want anything to do with contacting Aaron directly or indirectly. Leave me out of it. There's a chicken farm? I'm lost. Coach Ubiquity, maybe this is a question for Nick, but curious that if when Toe gets another attorney, would they have to be made aware of his previous attorney quit? I don't know. I mean, it'll be on record when the new attorney gets all the paperwork from the court. They'll see it. So I doubt there'll be a way to keep it a secret. And the old attorney said in the memo where he quit that he would work with the new attorney to get him up to speed. But I don't know. Like, it'd be like if you said, if Aaron was so stupid, he said something like, I'm not really scared of these guys, but I just want them to shut the fuck up about me. So, like, this was a vector of attack to get that done. The attorney might have to recuse himself ethically, because pursuing a restraining order against a person from a person who has admitted to you that they're not scared of the person, that could be something. There could be evidence or something that someone has seen that shows as much if Aaron didn't say it. And this attorney cannot, in good conscience, abuse the system to help this, allegedly frivolous HRO, anything happen. And look, I would have been happy to never bring this thing up. It was out there for a week. Nobody thought to go look for it. Nobody found it. Nobody would have found it if Aaron hadn't opened his mouth. He made everyone go look and find this thing. I literally told nobody until a day or so before it leaked. And so if that feels, again, and when it feels like that person is telling their audience that I'm in violation constantly when I'm not, that feels like a personal attack. That stabs, that gets me, that hurts. Because the thing that's going to be crazy is there's a million clips of Aaron threatening me and talking about beating me up and how he would physically best me in almost any conditions, in any situation, and how I'd be light work and how he would kill me. And there was a very real possibility that I would die if we fought, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Again, there's no footage of me challenging him to a fight. There's talk about like going and wrestling in his backyard and fighting and having like a street fight versus boxing. But there's no physical threat from me talking about we need to fight. I want to fight. There's no record of me turning everything into a fight when invited to a peaceful event. Hey, you should come hang out, be a part of Hackamania. And then a reply that's received is something like, let's fight. Let's fight. So when we were having this hearing and it's, it was coming up to today, be very glad to get this done with, because I know there's no real reason for this thing to exist. And other than it costing me, thousands of dollars, there's no real impact on my life other than time. But there is a very real threat of arrest hanging over my head from a guy who got the conditions for arrest under false pretenses. So the threat doesn't stop at just haranguing me for my time and money. And, God, if there's a track record of this from this individual, that could be bad.
I'ma do my stuff.